I think we got a problem, got a problem.
Let's go. Get up. It's that club, baby. You hear that? We can't sit down to that. Okay.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy, Shigluch, LOXD Block, Silverback. Hey, yo, right now I need to shout out the ISUPK classes.
I want to give a huge, big, humongous shout out to all the UPK schools.
We can't sit down to that.
Shout out to Black Watch, hosted by General Johanna. Word, I need y'all to check out Cross the Line Radio as well, man. They've been open all week from 7 to 9. They ain't shut down because of the corona, the COVID and all that. They rockin' strong, you know what I mean?
Think we got a problem, but really it ain't though. It's one of me and these bitches, I count about 3, 4. Think we got a problem, but homie just all talk. He ain't gon' pop a balloon with a pitchfork. Think we got a problem in the club with this dog. Rude boys, dogs, ladies, everybody.
Oh, my. Can you hear anything? I think I was talking the whole time without any. I just noticed. I think I was muted. All right, no sweat. All right, so just to recap, we talking about the tongue, we talking about discipline, we talking about Valentine's Day. All right, the scripture that we're at right now is Baruch. We're in Baruch. Hold on, that's why I couldn't see it because I need to pull up my comments. We're in Baruch, chapter 2, and verse. What we say we was going up to?
Verse 29, 27.
All right, we're going to Baruch chapter 2 and verse 27. Salakia, y'all. You got it.
Okay. The book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 27.
Uh-huh.
O Lord our God, thou hast dealt with us after all thy goodness.
Right. The Lord has dealt with us after all his goodness, right? And no matter how we feel about the things that the Lord has dealt with us with, it's all still after his goodness. Right, because a good father, whether your punishment is good or whether you're getting punished for something or whether he's rewarding you for something, he's still being a father. He's still doing these things because he loves you, because of his goodness, right? People like the conscious community can't figure this out, right? They're like, well, how can y'all believe in a God that'll let a baby die, or how can y'all believe in a God that'll let us be oppressed like this? How can y'all love or follow a God that can see us in poverty? And what they fail to realize is we was always given a choice.
Right.
We was given a choice to live or die. Follow the law, statutes, and commandments and live, or not follow the law, statutes, and commandments and die and get all this bad stuff, right? And we chose. It's like one of them things, the term, that people say, you made your bed, you lie in it. We made our bed, we have to lie in it, right? Can you pick it up? At 27, read 27 from the top.
Book of Baruch, chapter 27.
To the left. All right, we good. We got to move this stuff closer. Yeah, we in the middle now. We good. I'm going to stay right here. All right. You good. You can pick it up. 27, read 27 from the top.
Okay. O Lord, the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 27.
Uh-huh.
O Lord our God, thou hast dealt with us after all thy goodness.
Read on.
And according to all that great mercy of thine.
Right. And the Lord, even when it seems like we being punished and there is no light at the end of the tunnel, the Lord still is having mercy on us, right? Because the Lord could utterly destroy. The Lord could let Esau wipe us the hell out. Right. You see what I'm saying? The Lord could have let Arabs wipe us the hell out. The Lord was about to do it before. Remember, the Lord was like, look, man, these Negroes down there are tripping. I'm going to just make a great name and nation out of you, Moses. And Moses was like, nah, don't remember like the covenant you made with, the promise you made with their fathers. Right. And the Lord could utterly destroy us right now, but the Lord is having mercy on us. Right. Read on.
Verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
As thou spakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write thy law before the children of Israel, saying, if ye will not hear my voice.
If you would not hear his voice, right? What does that mean? If we won't hear his voice.
Like, so if we disobey
right.
what he has commanded.
Right. If you do not listen to what he's saying, right? Go ahead.
Surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations.
Right.
I will scatter them.
So this multitude, right, will be turned. This is the same multitude coming out of Egypt, right? This same multitude will what? Could you read that again?
Surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the among the nations, where I will scatter them.
Right, and we see that the Lord makes do on what He says.
Damn right.
Right, we chose consistently not to listen. Right, and we chose consistently not to listen, and that is the reason why we are small on the heathen. Like when you look at the numbers, what we make up, like 19% of America or something like that. Something like it's just a low number. We're small among all the nations that we have been scattered to. We are small among those nations. Read on.
Verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me.
And the Lord, man, in all his wisdom and all his greatness, He already knew. That's just like your kids. You know the ones that's gonna listen, and you know the ones that ain't gonna listen. You know the ones that's gonna do what you gonna say. Like you got kids that gonna do what you ask them to do without no hesitation. Just do what you say, and then you're gonna have those kids that got to question, why do I got to do this, or why do I got to do that, or this already happened. So you know what I'm saying. Them kids that always, and this is the Lord. The Lord knew that what?
For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Right. We stiff-necked, man. Hard-headed. And black people we are Israel. I'm not going to just say blacks. Blacks, I'm going to say black. When I do say black, because you got to watch what you say nowadays. When I'm saying black, I'm saying it's encompassing black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. All right. Black people are hard-headed. Right. Negroes is hard-headed. Hispanics are hard-headed. Native American Indians are hard-headed. Now, I'm going to give you an example of how you know that we're hard-headed, right? We know that Esau is the devil, and that all Esau is capable of doing is murdering us, is displaying his hatred towards us. But we continuously try to get an animal to love us.
Right.
You can't get an animal to love you. If you have a tiger, you know how you can raise a tiger he could come out the womb, you could be the first thing he see. You could take a bottle and feed him. You could take him a bottle and feed him till his teeth break through his gums, right? And feed him, and then now he's your pet. Eventually, he's going to turn on you.
Right.
And that is something that we don't understand, is that Esau is going to turn on you. And history has proven that. History has proven that. And we'll rather show our allegiance and our love to Esau versus to the Most High, right? Could you read that one more time?
Verse 3. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. Right,
because we're hard-headed, right? We're a stiff-necked and we're a hard-headed people, and the Lord already knew it. The Lord already knew it, man. And all you got to do is it's just like one of them things, man. You just give them the rope and they're going to hang themselves. Right? Give them the rope and they're going to hang themselves. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to let's get back into the good graces where the Most High is like, prove them wrong. Like, not even prove them wrong, but like, let's just do something different, right? Instead of just the Most High and everybody thinking like we're nothing, let's just prove them wrong and just say, you know what? Now let's try harder to have discipline. Let's try harder to be a brother. Let's try harder to listen. Let's try harder to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Could you pick up the next verse?
Finish up 30.
That's where we was at, 30? You can read 30 from the top.
All right. Romans chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities.
But in the land of their captivities, what?
They shall remember themselves.
Right. The scriptures say in the land of their captivities, right? We shall remember ourselves. Now, the reason why we're in captivity is because we are hard-headed and we're stiff-necked. And so even in these places that the Lord sent us to, that we were scattered to, we would start to rethink who we were. we would start to know who we were. Why? Because the Lord said he's always going to reserve. The Lord is always going to reserve. What's going on, Hebrew? The Lord is always going to reserve. What did he say? He always had 7,000 that wouldn't bow down their knee to Baal. Could you give me verse 30 one more time?
Book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 30.
Mm-hmm.
For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Because it is a stiff-necked people. Also, hold on one second. If anybody has any questions in here, go ahead and raise your hand. Of course, if you want to chime in. We'll get your questions. And also in the chat, if anybody has any questions, put your questions in the chat, and Lord Allah will get to them. You said we were a stiff-necked people, right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are a hard-headed people. Go ahead.
But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
Right, we're going to remember ourselves. We're starting to remember that we're the Israelites. We're starting to remember how great we are, that we got royalty running through our veins, and everything begins and ends with us. We're starting to realize that we do have enemies. Right. Although we have people that's fighting against that. You got the black elite out there trying to tell us that we don't have enemies. But if you are listening to my voice today, everybody's our enemy. And you know what's crazy? We the only race of people that's not allowed to teach our people that everybody else is our enemy. The so-called Jewish man, that's all he teaches. Soon as you walk out, that's what he teaches his kids. Soon as you walk out this door, everybody's your enemy. And they move like that. And guess what? They're able to amass the kind of wealth and riches that they have because of that. Because of that insulation. Right? We the only ones. The minute we say somebody's doing us wrong, we racist or whatever. We ain't allowed to just only love us, and that's it, right? Drop that. Give me any questions in the room? Give me hold on. Let me check the scripture out real quick. Zerah Bakar, give me James 3 and 5. And Mataziala, let me get Proverbs 12 and 19. So, y'all brothers and sisters, well, mainly y'all brothers, right? Y'all officers, right? And young brothers, troopers trying to become officers. Understand that you have to watch how you say things.
James,
what was that? What I called out, James 3 and 5? Y'all brothers, right? You have to understand that you got to watch what you're saying. And this ain't just for the brothers. This is for the sisters too. You got to watch your effing mouth. Right? Because the things that you can say, the things that you say have the power of life and death. Y'all know that scripture. Matter of fact, could you find that for me, Mataziala? I know that's a scripture in there that say that. Right? And what microphone do we have that green one on? Is that 3? Because I think they only been hearing you up here. Can you speak into that mic? Can you do it one more time? One more time, Hebrew. I think that's the one right there. One more time. I think that's the one right there. 4. Yeah, I can hear him now. Turn that down just a little bit. All right. Let me get that, Mataziala.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Right? You have the power to tear brothers down, and you have the power to build brothers up. Also, you know, with these sisters too, you have the power to tear them down. You have the power to build them up. When y'all moving through life and y'all moving through your everyday life and everything, always use the scriptures to maneuver. You know, always use the scriptures to, like we was just talking about it, right? Always use the scriptures to be the way that you answer everything. Like people be like, damn, why do you always gotta, you know, answer with that damn book or whatever? And I don't know how to answer any other way.
Right.
That way you can't be at fault for saying something, you know what I mean?
Right.
That you shouldn't be saying.
Right.
Brothers you have to watch what you're saying. Not only like when we face to face, but you got to watch what you're saying on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You got to watch what you're saying on TikTok. You got to watch what you're saying in Clubhouse. You got to watch what you're saying on all social media platforms. Why?
Right.
Because although we would like to believe that all Israelites is the same and all Israelites is one body and all, it's not like that. Right. And we have people out there that's just trying to tear the school down. Right. So they watching everything you say so that they can have an excuse to say, oh, you commanded General Yohana.
Right.
They ain't gonna say Matazi Allah, Matazapa, Zerai Bakar. They ain't gonna say our name. They're gonna go straight to Commander General Yohana.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So like the tongue is something that you always, and it's so easy. It's so easy to have what you would say is slip of the tongue.
Right.
But damn, all that slip of the tongue, that's BS, man. Slip of the tongue. Nigga, just watch what you're saying.
Right.
Everybody has a second or two to think about what you're going to say before it comes out your mouth. And if you say something that you're not supposed to be saying out your mouth, or you know that you're going to be apologizing or something like that for it later, or got the power to hurt somebody, you shouldn't say it.
Right.
Don't say it. But a lot of times we have an issue in, with Jake, or with, Hispanic people and Native American Indian people. Like Israel, we got pride. That's one thing that we have in Israel is we have pride. And sometimes our pride would not let us shut up. Our pride won't let us shut up. And a lot of times that's what we need to do. Why? Because the tongue has the power of life and death. You have the power to raise a brother up and make this brother be the best brother that he could possibly be.
Right.
Or you got the power to break somebody down, man. You got the power to send somebody back in the world and send them essentially back to death.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what's going to happen. Soon as you leave out of here, what's going to happen if we ain't around? If we ain't getting together every Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, all through the week. If we ain't getting together, what's going to happen? You're going to be at the crib like this. You feel me? You're going to be right at the crib like that.
Right.
You're going to be at the crib, I don't know, with a white woman in there. Right. You're going to be in there with a white woman and doing this at the same time. Right. That's what's going to happen. Right. So, we don't want brothers to do that. But also there's a flip side to the coin. We can't always, brothers in the truth can't always be so weak to think that somebody's always, just because somebody is correcting you or somebody is, correcting you or checking you or whatever, that this brother is talking to you maliciously, because that ain't always the case. Nigga, you did something and you need to get corrected for it.
Right.
It's just that simple. Of course, you got the power being an officer, being whoever, whether you're an officer, whether you're a trooper, whether, the power of the tongue. But just because it like, okay, if a brother does check you or something like that, don't always think that, oh, this brother is being malicious and, you know, he sent me into the world or something like, nah, nigga, just stop being weak.
Right.
You know, this ain't saying that as soon as the brother can't check you. You see what I'm saying? It is, however, saying, you know, if a brother is, you can still, if you are checking somebody, you can watch how you do it too. There's a way to do something, the way not to do something. Right? Mataziala, could you read that one more time? Yeah, I seen you passing it back and forth like,
Come. The book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
Any more on that?
And they that love it,
right,
shall eat the fruit thereof.
And shall eat the fruit thereof. If I'm speaking good things to you, right, and I'm talking about the Most High in Christ, I'm talking about brotherhood, I'm talking about everything great from out the Bible, you're gonna love it. You're gonna eat it up if you love it, right? And you're not if you don't love it, right? You got it.
Khan. This is the book of James.
What's that? What book you got back there? Yeah, what's that? One of them mind manipulation books. Desire turned it into your regular old Sigmund Freud back then. Psychologist. All right. Go ahead.
Khan, this is the book of James, chapter 3, verse 5. Even so, the tongue is a little member.
The tongue is a little member. Plenty members in the body to the body, man. The tongue is a little member. Understand that. People don't even know how powerful it is. But it got to be powerful if it's being mentioned in the Bible.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's how powerful the tongue got to be. It ain't just for, you know, tasting ice cream or tasting your food or, you know, getting food out your teeth or something like that. The tongue is a powerful member. No, it's a small member. Read on.
Khan. And boasteth great things.
And it boasteth great things. Read on.
Behold, how great is a matter a little fire kindleth.
Right. Now, let me ask a question real quick, Zariah Bakar.
Khan.
How does the tongue boast of great things?
Because you can speak great things.
How does it speak great things or boast about great things?
Even though that the tongue is little,
mm-hmm.
You can basically like you said, the power of the tongue is life and death is in the power of the tongue. So you can speak great things, it can boast of great things, and then it says,
give me an example of boasting great things. Because I know you know, but I need to be an officer. Remember, you got to give me an example. Give me an example of it boasting great things.
An example of it is what Christ dying for our, Christ dying for us and showing us how to be a brother. That's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
So in that aspect, Christ saying the things that the things that he taught us while he was here. He's boasting the great things, right? Anybody want to add? I seen one of the sisters hands up. I want to try to include y'all too. Go ahead. How does the tongue boast great things? Remember, we Negroes, man. We got the power to.
Salakia, can I do a?
Yeah, however you got to give it to me. Give it to me however you got for everybody out there to understand.
To me, this would be a boasting of great things. Mm-hmm. Oh man, y'all check out Commander General Yohana and all these brothers that he's working with, the things that he's doing with these brothers. He getting them off of drugs. He's building them up.
Right.
He's making them strong. That'd be boasting of great things.
That's good. That's perfect. That's perfect. You can read on. Oh, did you want to add something? Go ahead, Mataziala. You got it.
Sir, if I may, I was going to just add that
telling the so-called black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native Indians that they are the children of God, that we are the Israelites. That's boasting of great things because we're not just some small thing in the ghetto that's worthless. We are great. Christ said we're rich.
Right. And your tongue has that power to do that. Right. Even though black leaders in America, right, even though they have the power to boast great things, they don't tell black people how great they are. They don't tell you that that the Lord created you to be over top of everybody that you trying to seek love from. They don't do that kind of stuff. Right? They don't boast in great things. They don't tell you to separate. That would be great right now. For us to, for everybody to be on one accord, to separate the same way we use our tongues to boast of great things. Separation. Right? Because if you do separate, how great could life be being separated? Right? We would have had Kool-Aid, some fruit punch, some grape Kool-Aid or something like that coming out the water fountains by now. We're a race of people that can invent stuff.
Right.
We can invent stuff like, I on my Facebook, there's always like this list of things that black people invented. It always comes around every year, man. Right. And I always like screenshot it. I always lose it. It's probably in one of the 1,000 pictures I got screenshotted on my. But it always lists like all the inventions that black people invented, and it's like, damn, when you go through that list, it's like it's crazy to see. Right, because we never was told all that kind of. We never was told that a black man made the stoplight, black man made this, black man the filament lights wouldn't even work unless and without the filament. Right. That little skinny like piece that circle little piece that's in the middle of a light. It was a black man that created that. It was a black person that was tinkering around with it. He created that, but guess who gets the power for the light bulb? Thomas Edison. When he wasn't even smart enough to get the damn thing to work. Right?
Right.
Any more on that?
Conference.
You got it. Yeah. Let me get back in the middle. You got it.
Okay. This is the book of James, chapter 3, verse 6. Mm-hmm. And the tongue is a fire.
The tongue is what?
The tongue is a fire.
The tongue is what?
A fire.
The tongue is a fire. You got the power to say something and spread a wildfire. How many times have you seen that on Instagram? And where niggas get on Instagram, Salakia, Negroes get on Instagram and they start talking trash about the next brother. And then it's like a fire that spreads, and everybody on Instagram's screenshotting this and that, and then it's everybody's talking about it, and it starts a fire because now the brother that you're talking about and all his people and the hundreds and 200 people that follow him, now they hate you and all the people that follow you. Oh man, the tongue is a fire. Go ahead.
Khan. A world of iniquity.
A world of iniquity. Right. Imagine all the crazy things that people say from their tongue. The things that you say, then the things that you might say, the things that you say, you might end up doing, or the other person end up doing. I wish I was whatever you're talking about, and you probably shouldn't be talking about. It's a world of iniquity, world of sin, brother. All right, read on.
Khan. So is the tongue among our members.
But it is among the members. The tongue is among the head, among the arms, among the fingers, legs, ankles, feet, right? Kneecaps, all of that. It's a member, right? Go ahead.
That it defileth the whole body.
Say it again.
That it defileth the whole body.
Say it again.
That it defileth the whole body.
The tongue can defile the whole body. Right, you could say something, right? You could say, "Damn, I wish I could sleep with this white woman," and then turn around and sleep with that white woman. Defile the whole body, defile everything, right, or whatever it is. You know, you say something out of your mouth, and then you turn around and defile yourself, right? And Christ said it's not with what? No. We're not even gonna go there. Finna, go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Khan Khan.
It's Robert Carr.
Khan Khan. And setteth on fire the course of nature.
Right, it setteth on fire the course of nature. Go ahead.
And it is set on fire of hell.
Right, of destruction. Right. Mataziala, what you holding back there?
I got the book of Proverbs. I got Proverbs chapter 18, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
The lip of truth shall be established forever.
Right. We're talking about the tongue. We're talking about, you know, this is the lip. Right? The lip. What?
The lip of truth shall be established forever.
What does that mean? The lip of truth. What is the lip of truth? Robert Carr. Being in the truth. Give me a little bit more. The lip of truth.
Speaking truth.
Right.
There you go.
That's what y'all brothers are. You know, y'all young men, troopers, officers. You come in here, everything we say, it goes back to what I said. How I maneuver through my personal life is everything I say, I still base it on the Bible. You know what I mean? I could be at work talking to a bunch of broads at work and still base all my answers off the scriptures or brothers or whoever, you know, we talking about whatever situation I'm in, and they be having the weirdest topics oh my God. They talk about the weirdest stuff at work.
Right.
I'm like, golly, this ain't even appropriate. One conversation they were saying, right? The Batavia Olive. Let me tell you, one conversation I walked in on, right, when I went into the dispatch office, they was talking about the girls in there. And mind you, these is young girls, man. You know what I'm saying? They in their 20s or whatever, right? And they in there talking about it's okay for a man to be bisexual. She wouldn't be mad at her man if he was taking a rod in his behind or in his mouth. It's literally. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there like, what kind of conversation is this? And why would y'all even have this at work? And the young girls is having a conversation with older men.
Right.
So I just quickly removed myself. I listened for a couple minutes, I ain't gonna lie, because I'm putting my phone up and everything at the same time. But I'm like, golly, don't ask me.
Right.
Please don't ask me. My input. I seen somebody's hand go up. No? All right.
Look,
go ahead.
There was Lynn Trader wanted to read 18, that same chapter.
Chapter?
Go up one verse.
Go up, go ahead.
Come. There is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health.
Right.
Can you tell me where we are?
Proverbs chapter 12, verse 18.
Proverbs 12 and 18, everybody. Proverbs 12 and 18. Salaki. I'm pretty sure when we switched from Zariah Bakar to you read it, right? I think we read it.
I start scribing.
Switched up it, yeah. So Proverbs 12 and 18. What did it say? It said the tongue.
There is the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
There is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword.
Right. There is speakings. One more time.
It says, there is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, because I gotta look at that. We have Proverbs 12 and what?
18.
Right. There is that speaketh, right? Like the piercings of a sword. There's a certain type of speech that could pierce like a sword.
Right.
Right. Y'all already know that words can hurt people. Right, there used to be a saying that we used to have, like back when I was in like elementary. It'd be like, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words could never hurt me."
Right, that was a lie.
I'm telling you, because the minute somebody say something about you, boy, you be hot, boy, you be ready to fight.
Right.
And especially if they say something about your mom, boy, let's get it, man. Look, that happened to me one time, man. That happened to me one time. The dude had said something to me. I was by myself, dude. It was more to him than it was me. He said something to me. Of course, at that point in time, you know, I felt like I was outnumbered. I didn't say anything, but it made me think. But like, okay, I'm the type of person that, okay, I usually say something right then and there. But at this time, I didn't, because I, was thinking about, my options.
Right.
And so, but like all night, it was weighing heavy on my heart, brother. And so I'm like, I got to do something. When I got on the bus the next morning, 2-piece, biscuit. What? Man, look. And then everybody like, why you do that to him? Look, this dude was picking on me. Right. Anyway.
Right. It's and if I may, like certain people, like even if you got like a spouse, your spouse, they know trigger words. You know what I mean? That can get a reaction out of you, and that can, like the scripture say, that can pierce like a sword.
Right.
You know what I mean? Man,
you know what's crazy? I'm so mature in me and where I'm at in my journey that you can say whatever you want. I think I'm just like the Matrix. Not the new Matrix, though. That was a little crazy. Not the new Matrix. Y'all seen it?
Yeah.
I did. I seen it. They try to like resurrect it. Sometimes you just gotta leave it. You know what I mean? And it wasn't totally horrible. Like, okay. Sometimes brothers in Israel, boy, could be like horrible critic. Like brothers in Israel could be like too critical of something. Like it was all right. You know what I mean? It wasn't like just that bad, but whatever. Any more on that?
Come. But the tongue of the wise is health.
Right. The tongue of the wise is health. The tongues of the brothers and sisters, the brothers in here, right? Down from the generals down to your officers, right? Is the tongues of the wise can bring is what? Health?
The tongue of the wise is health.
Right. And is if you know what good health is attributed. Good health means life or living.
Okay.
Right? If you go to the doctor and you get a clean bill of health, 9 times out of 10, you're good. Unless the Lord sees, the Lord has something outside of, health or whatever, that he wants to do. But the tongue of the wise is health. And if you want to be healthy, if you want to live, then you would pay attention when we have these classes, man.
Damn right.
And not only just sit there and fill up a book full of just precepts and, actually go back through these books. Go back through your book. Go back through your notes and look at the class and say, you know what? And just pick something that you're going to apply. Right? You might not be able to apply everything at one time, but just pick something and start with that. Start with watching your mouth. All right, you know what? I'm going to think before I say something. Because if I say this, I know that it's going to be a negative consequence. You see what I'm saying? Instead of saying, you know what? I'm about to say this, and I don't give a damn how the hell anybody feel about it.
Proverbs chapter 14, verse 3. I think would be a decent precept for what you're saying right now.
Proverbs 14:3. What we got there? Yeah.
Come. You want me to read, sir?
You can give me that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
In the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride.
In the mouth of who?
In the mouth of the foolish.
In the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride. Man, look. Salakia. Let me.
You want me to keep reading, sir?
It's not what I'm thinking, because I got another way to spin it, but you in the mouth of the foolish is what? A rod of pride. most of the time when foolish people speak, right? A lot of times foolish people can speak and they'll seem like they know exactly what they're talking about. And and a lot of times they can be so articulate, or they could be so much great. They could be like so great of a speaker that you won't challenge, or you just accept what they say. But in all actuality, this person is foolish because he is so prideful. Okay, not to even like they so pride. Like a lot of these people, and I'll give you the conscious community. I'll just use them as a pick on them for a little bit.
Right.
They so prideful, right? That they don't even try to even. They don't even try to like try to accept like or try to even understand what the whole Israelite thing is about. Right. When you see those debates and stuff, they're not trying to. It's when we have debates against against the conscious community and Christians and anybody else, they're not a debate. Look, they're not trying to see who has the better information, what information makes more sense. And then now everybody starts to follow that. They just, man, all everybody doing is just trying to argue their point. And then most of the time at the end of those debates, we get nowhere. We get nowhere. Because they're not going to change, and we definitely not going to change because we have the truth, right? But they're foolish, and they continue to be foolish because they're prideful, right? Go ahead.
Come. But the lips of the wise shall preserve them.
Right. The lips of the wise shall preserve them, right? So the only reason why a lot of these people ain't dead and gone is because of the Israelites.
Okay.
The reason why a lot of people out here are safe is because of Israelites. Because of the things that we say. Because of, a lot of times you may not think that people listen to you, but sometimes they do. When we talk about how to maneuver, when we talk about like how you should act when you're around police or this or different situations or whatever, right? Different situations that they could be preserved in. So I'm gonna use my tongue to say something that can preserve your life, right? Don't celebrate Valentine's Day, right? I know a lot of y'all, and Valentine's Day, we shouldn't have to talk about it right here in this class. But we do have to talk about it, for one, because there's brothers and sisters who's always coming in here who are not privy to this information that we about to bring out. But then also for y'all brothers in here who have ribs that's not in the truth, who is still going to celebrate Valentine's Day. Just because a brother is in here don't mean his rib is in here. Right. And there's brothers who still who deals with a rib who want that big bear or that chocolate from 5 years ago. Right. We so dumb. We think they making the chocolate fresh. Oh, Lord. And Valentine's Day is still making billions and billions and billions of dollars. Right. But it's also ruining billions and billions and billions of lives. All right. Y'all brothers got anything else y'all want to bring out on, the tongue, anything like that? Got any questions in here? Any more questions online? Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Remember, February 26th, we're going to be right here in Delaware at Artscape. The lecture is called The State of White Supremacy. Now, most black people, you think you know about white supremacy, right? You think you know about white supremacy, or if you think you know about white supremacy, come to the lecture. We'll show you that. We'll help you out with your understanding, right? We'll help you out with your understanding because white supremacy ain't what you think it is, right? We actually went into these books. We went into some books. We got some videos. We got everything. New angles to attack white supremacy from. Right. And also white supremacy is one of those things that it has to be in the forefront of what they call it, the frontal lobe. It has to be right here because it's something that we have to deal with every day. And even though You're an officer in this truth. You know, you could succumb to white supremacy. The pineal gland. And I'm gonna tell you how you can succumb to white supremacy. I seen one of these Negroes talking about they got Sabbath service, and then right after Sabbath service, they going into Kabbalah class. You think I'm playing? I got the article. I got the screenshot on my phone. I might bring it out in the article, but hey, I mean, I'll get permission first, because I might start some trash with it. Might start something with it. But white supremacy has seeped its way into Israelite culture, because a lot of Israelites believe you have to learn from them.
Right.
They believe that what they say. Y'all remember when Captain Tazariak had debated that one dude, right? He was like Moshe Rabbeinu. This, y'all know that dude. He had the hat on with the afro in the park.
Oh, come.
Yeah, everything that dude. White supremacy was all on that brother.
Salaki, was it the one where they were sitting on a bench and he was following after the little hats?
Yeah, the little hats.
Come.
That dude. If you heard the way he speak, right? Of course he's speaking what he's thinking, what he knows up here. That was all white supremacy. Kabbalah is a book that teaches magic or mysticism, right? It uses numbers, it uses words. It says 100 and something words for God. This is goofy stuff, right? Goofy stuff that has nothing to do with us, but everything to do with them. Everything to do with them, right? And it has nothing to do with the Lord. But this Negro, who is an Israelite, who is a big name. He's a big name. He's a big name in Israel, being on Senator's China and stuff. But I looked at the damn flyer, and guess what? White supremacy on the flyer. Teaching Kabbalah classes, right? They teach Kabbalah classes, and they teach you how to read Hebrew with the licky, honey, like that type of Hebrew. Not Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, you know what I mean? It's the E-I-A-O type stuff. Yeah. Yiddish.
Right.
So we got that. We got the lecture coming up. Tazaya, you wanted to say something about the lecture?
No, I was gonna say a lot of people they look at like, white supremacy as like something that's got to do with the way they feel like, like it's something that's like an irrational thing. So like we kind of like relegate it down to some Nazi or some
like something real extreme.
Trump supporter.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of relegated down to that, somebody, a KKK member, things like that. But it's a lot deeper than a lot of people see at face value. And, that's what we're going to be breaking down, just to show people that it's not something that's can be really summed up in one word. You know what I mean?
It can't be summed up in one word. It's not easily detected.
Yeah, like, we're trying to sum it up like hate.
Right.
That's not That's not a good representation of it.
Right. And you could think that you super woke and that you know about white supremacy, but white supremacy could be really direct in your life. Right. And we're going to show examples. We're going to look, trust me. You'll understand white supremacy, and it'll be fresh on your brains when you go out into the world. When you leave Artscape, when you leave the lecture, the state of white supremacy, you'll have a new view on white supremacy. So when you go into the world, you can see what's going on and pass on the information. All right, so Zara Bakar, I'm gonna have you read this right here, right? Because like I said, I'm going to use my tongue to do something good. I'm going to talk about Valentine's Day and tear it down, right? First, I'm going to use this book right here. It's called Occult Holidays or God's Holy Days, which y'all know we pull this out every holiday, right? And you're going to read 77 right there. Valentine's Day is coming up. Ooh-wee.
Khan out of Khan.
You got it.
This is the occult holidays or God's holy days, page 77. February 14th, Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a pagan festival.
It's what?
Is a pagan festival that encourages physical lust.
That encourages what?
Physical lust.
That's what, if you notice anything about all pagan holidays, a pagan holiday is for the ordinary people, which will be called like the common people, right? It's a day, all of the holidays, all pagan holidays, that day, whatever day the holiday falls on, is a day where like most laws are loosed. So you can run around, you can do whatever you want to, you can have sex, it's all about just, serving out your lust, doing what you want to do. Go ahead, Robert Carr.
Can I take a picture of this?
Yeah, of course. Man, you ain't got to ask that. You just do that, brother.
Keep reading, sir?
Yeah, if you could.
Khan. While most people view this day as the day to honor your wife or your lover, this celebration is steeped in paganism.
Right, it's steeped in pagan. And a lot of times, man, look, we be thinking man, look, they got us figured out so well. Like all they had to do was just, put a baby on it put pink and red and hearts and stuff like that. It kind of what is the term that I'm looking for? Like throw you off course, right, to what is really going on. It's really a pagan holiday, but we thinking, oh, it's a day of love and a day to come together, and I could just show my wife how much I love her by what I'm bringing in the house, right, or what I send to her job. That's the new thing now. You got to send, what is it, 1-800-Flowers or something? Yeah. Flowers.com. It's this big company, that flower company, and they send the flowers in a big box like that. You know what I mean? And they, you get that sent to the, or them little edible fruits or something, little edible arrangements. And now she feeling special and loved and everything like that. And really all she doing is she just want to SHIT on all the other sisters in there that ain't getting nothing. Right, look how much my man loved me, and look how much your man do not love you. Right, look how special I am. Read on.
Khan. Cupid, the son of Venus, is really Tammuz, son of Semiramis.
Right. So, Semiramis. It all goes back to Nimrod, Semiramis, Tammuz. Remember, in the scriptures, the women was weeping to Tammuz. That was Israelite women weeping and praying to Tammuz, right? But it's all Tammuz worship, right? Read on.
Khan out of Khan. Jupiter, the head deity and sun god, is Nimrod.
Is what?
Is Nimrod.
Just said that, man. It's Nimrod, Tammuz, Semiramis. Go ahead.
Semiramis' husband.
Semiramis' husband is Tammuz. And he was her husband and her son, right? The husband, he's the husband. It's the husband during Valentine's Day, and the son during Christmas or something like that, right? Whatever. Go ahead. It's something crazy, and y'all don't mind me. Go ahead.
And Venus, the daughter of Jupiter, is really Semiramis herself.
Oh man, this is a bunch of nonsense. Go ahead.
The queen of heaven.
The what?
The queen of heaven.
The queen of heaven. And we've always had a problem with that too. Baking cakes to the queen of heaven. That's in the scriptures. Right. Y'all know that's in the scriptures, right? But we would bake cakes to the queen of heaven. Hot cross buns. That's what they call them. Baking cakes. Salagi. I know that song. Y'all remember that song? That was like, man. Oh man, I remember this way back in elementary when we had to play recorders. Y'all know what a recorder is, though.
Yeah.
And I remember there was this song and the teacher. I remember hot cross buns, hot cross.
Something like that.
Yo. Anyway, it's these sweet like little cakes. It's these like sweet little cakes, and it would be like this cross on it. It would be a cross on the cake, but like I don't know whatever the topping was, they would put a cross on the cake, hot cross, whatever. Could you read that? Read on.
Khan. The name of this month comes from the Roman goddess Februa.
The Roman goddess who?
Februa.
It's a Roman who?
Goddess.
A Roman goddess. Go ahead.
And Saint Febronia.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then y'all already know all the days of the week is pagan. All the holidays is pagan. Y'all already know. Go ahead.
From Febreze, the fever of love. She is the patroness of the passion of love.
Mm-hmm.
Her orgiastic when in Roman
Besides, y'all, let's see. Can you see if you can pull up that a picture of I'm not sure if it's Pan.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's Pan, but it's like it looked like a goat. It looked like a goat. You hear me, Mataziala? It looked like a goat, and he got it. It looked okay. It looks like a half goat, half man. And the half goat, half man has a goat in the buck. If that makes sense. Okay. It's a statue, but it has to do with Valentine's Day. I just want everybody to see like the disgustingness. The goat, the dude on the thing on the top is a man goat. Because he got the horns, but he got the face like a man, like hair like a man, face like a man, body half man, half goat. But then he got it, but then he's like having sex with something. That's all goat. That's all goat.
Right.
This is like the backdrop to Valentine's Day that a lot of people don't know nothing about. You feel me? It's a statue. Here go what the statue look like. Maybe I might be able to do something like this. Maybe I might be able to. This would have looked like Mataziala.
So it's a goat and a man.
Yeah.
Baphomet.
Not Baphomet. Not Baphomet. It's not Baphomet.
Oh, okay.
Show him this real quick.
Come.
Is that right there? It's not no, well, show that to Matazi. I'd rather have him pull up because the paper that I got it from. That, that picture. Whenever you can find that, you can keep going. You can keep going Zarabakar.
Khan. Her orgiastic rites are celebrated on 14th of February.
Orgiastic?
Orgiastic.
Right. Orgiastic rites, right? And because a lot of those these pagan festivals was a day where, you would see people, and it would be the common people. It would be the people, what you would say that, your regular folk, the layman's, right? It was a day where they could do whatever they wanted. Most of the time you had to do whatever the king wanted or what everybody else wanted you to do. But on this particular day, on this holiday, all the laws was loosed on these days. So you can be out in the street running around naked. You can have an orgy. You can steal. You can do things on this day and not be punished, right? Or it said something about orgiastic.
Khan. Her orgiastic rites are celebrated on 14th of February.
Mm-hmm.
Still observed as Saint Valentine's Day.
Right. You can read that whole thing. Just read out that paragraph.
Khan. When in Roman times, young men would draw billets naming their female partners.
Mm-hmm.
On the 1st of February is the celebration of the cross-quarter day.
Right, so it's going into how the Romans leading up to the Roman celebration of this holiday. So on the 1st, it would be what?
it's the celebration of the cross-quarter day.
Right, the cross-quarter day, whatever that is. And it would lead up to Valentine's Day. Go ahead.
Or fire festival.
Or fire festival. One thing that pagans always did, if y'all know, was have like these bonfires. Like they would burn stuff. Right? They had this big bonfire, dance around the fire, have sex, all that good stuff. Right? Go ahead.
A purificatory festival.
Mm-hmm.
It is followed on the second by its Christian counterpart, Candlemas.
Mm-hmm. Candlemas, right? Candlemas is something that you will see. I think they still have Candlemas today in Catholic Church, right? Go ahead.
The purification of the Virgin Mary.
And if I'm wrong on that, by all means, somebody correct me, you know. But I'm almost pretty sure I heard of that Candle Fest or Candlemas or whatever the hell that is. Still goes on today. Go ahead.
Valentine's Day is a day of orgiastic rites in which pagans encourage the flow of lustful passion.
Right. And it said pagans encourage the flow of lustful passions. And that's what America encourages today. Right? It encourages a lustful passion. Now, in order for you to get to that lustful passion, you got to spend a couple dollars. You in order for you to get to that lustful passion, you better not come home from work without that damn bear, Zarabacar, and that damn chocolate, or you ain't getting to no lustful passions. The other nigga that she messing with is gonna get to the lustful passions, because he got a card and he got a card, a bear, and chocolate sitting there waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Right, maybe a couple dollars or something. He's gonna get to the lustful passions, and you not. You're going to be sitting there mad as hell, ready to take your own life or hers, or yours, hers, and his. I just seen that the other day, too. It was like a murder-suicide. I think it was some cops. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Was that in Atlanta? That was somewhere. It was some cops. It was some cops that ended up dead. You see why I folded up the paper, right?
No.
You see why I folded it. I did real good folding it up, too.
I have it.
You got it.
It's a whole audio.
Yeah, that's cool. I just want people to see that picture. If you could drop. Yeah, add it. This picture is one of the pictures that I'm looking at, right? And this picture right here has to do with Valentine's Day, right? And this is like Pan. It's called Pan. Pan is like a goat god or something like that, but he's indulging in, I don't know what the hell you want to call that, but it has to do with Valentine's Day, man.
It's the great god Pan.
The great god Pan. Pan, hold on. Y'all bear with me, man. You know, down here at the Delaware School, we got Pan. Pan is an ancient Greek religion and mythology. Pan is the god of the wild, shepherds and flocks, nature of mountain wilds, rustic musics and impromptus, and companion of the nymphs. Nymphs are like, you know, a nympho.
Right.
He is also recognized as the god of fields, groves, and wooded glens. Because of this, Pan is connected to fertility and the season of spring, like, and fertility and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? That's all Valentine's Day is having sex, and that's all it's about. Oh, nymph is a mythological spirit of nature imagined as a beautiful maiden inhabiting rivers, woods, and other locations. It's BS. And of course, this is from Wikipedia, what I got right here. But even that picture, it got a picture on Wikipedia where it's the same. This might be them in the stand-up position, but it's that same, like, they're standing next to each other.
He got horns.
Yeah, but it's that same, like, top dude, but he's standing next to a regular dude this time. But like on that picture, it was like the half man, half goat was messing around with the goat. But here it's like, you know, a half man, half goat messing around with the regular dude. It's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. We don't even know what we celebrating. We don't know the spirit behind the things that we love to do. And the spirit behind it, the spirit that we have to be in to make Valentine's Day fun is that spirit that the Most High despises. Is the spirit that the Most High hates. Is the spirit that's not of the Most High. Right? You have to get into a whole nother spirit. The whole other spirit that you have to get into enjoy Valentine's Day is a spirit that the Most High looks down on. Go ahead, Matazi or Zarabakar, if you got any more on that. Oh, yeah, you could take that off. Damn that.
Khan, that's it on
that's it on that.
Day, sir.
All right. I got something else for you. Which other paper? Oh, you can show them. You can show them. Salakia. Arrows. Because we all know about Cupid, right? Cupid has to come. Cupid has to hold a bow back and shoot an arrow. The arrow has to hit you in your behind. And once the arrow hits you in your behind, you fall in love with the first person you see. Right? Arrows. EROS. Yeah, arrows. Could you read?
Khan.
Robert Carr.
Eros. Mm-hmm. In Greek mythology, Eros was the Greek god of sexual attraction.
He was the Greek god of what?
Sexual attraction.
The Greek god of what?
Sexual attraction.
Eros is the Greek god of sexual attraction. So a lot of people believe that, the customs and everything for Valentine's Day come out of Rome, when a lot of it comes from the Greek culture, right? Comes out of Greece into Rome. Remember, Rome picked up a lot of Greek culture. That's why it's called Greco-Roman period, right? Because they were Roman with Greek culture and all that kind of stuff. They still believed in like some of the Greek gods and Greek philosophy and Greek speech and things of that nature, right? The Greek way of doing not politics, but like government, right? Some of the Greek philosophy is in government, right? Go ahead.
Khan. He was one of the winged love gods, Eros.
He was one of the winged, right? Mm-hmm. Winged.
Khan.
Right. He was one of the winged gods, right? Like Cupid is a winged god. A lot of people do not understand that you are praying to, and people be like, I love God, I love Jesus. And you pray to a whole nother, if Jesus is supposed to be your God, which Jesus is not God, but Christianity teaches that Jesus is God. But on February the 14th, you're willing to pray to another God and give all of your spirit, all of your love, and all of you to another God. Go ahead.
This is on page 3.
Mm-hmm.
Eros was associated with the athleticism which statues erected in gymnasia.
Say that one more time.
Eros was associated with athleticism with statues erected in gymnasia.
He was it said he was associated.
Khan.
He was associated with what?
Athleticism.
He was associated with athleticism, right? Go ahead.
With statues erected in gymnasia.
Right, and so they erected statues in gymnasiums with him in it, right? Now, what was people doing in these gymnasiums?
Keep reading.
No, I'm asking the question. What was people doing in these gymnasiums? Remember, it's talking about Greek culture. And it's talking about, it said something about the gymnasiums and whatever. What was they doing in the gymnasiums? Anybody? Go ahead.
I don't remember exactly what they were doing, but they were doing it naked.
Right. They were wrestling around naked. That's Greek culture. And they had Israelites wrestling around naked. Remember the The oppressor always, something that they always did. Even when you watch like Roots or something like that, right? They had Negroes wrestling. One slave plantation, the owner of this slave plantation to bring his top fighter over to this plantation, and he got his top fighter, and both of them would duke it out. Arrows. Right, and that everything about that picture says gay. Says gay, gay, gay. Right, go ahead.
Khan Wakan. Mm-hmm. And was often regarded as the protector of homosexual love between men.
Man. Salakia. He was regarded as what?
The protector of homosexual love between men.
Salakia. What was that? Eros. 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 He was the garter of homosexual. So Valentine's, okay, back then it had nothing to do with a woman, nothing to do with anything like that. It's what they changed it into, right? They changed it into that so that you could still celebrate it, but you're celebrating it under like, false pretenses, because pagans, what is it? The early Christian church would do anything they just wanted their numbers to be big. So they would have Valentine's Day, they would have Christmas, they would have Thanksgiving, they would have all these pagan festivals. They would incorporate all these pagan festivals. Why? So that the Christian church could be bigger. So the Christianity would be attractive. It would be more attractive than what it was. So they adopted a bunch of pagan festivals to make it attractive. And guess what? It worked. It worked. I forgot, we went through the numbers one day. Taiwan was doing the class. Billions of Christians on the earth. It worked. It is the number one religion on earth today. The people who put Christianity together and wanted to incorporate whoever that was damn genius. It worked. Thousands of years later, it's still the same way they wanted it, that they started it out as. It's crazy, right? Any more on that? Eros is the what? Say that one more time. Eros is the guardian.
Eros is associated. So like, want me to just read it?
Yeah.
Sentence over.
Yeah. However you gotta do it to make it make sense.
Eros was associated with athleticism, with statues erected in gymnasia, and was often regarded as the protector of homosexual love between men.
The protector of homosexual love, man. Yeah. That's disgusting. That's disgusting as hell, man. And you know what you're doing on Valentine's Day, man? You turning your woman into God on Valentine's Day. You worshiping that damn woman, man, because you can't even come in the house. You can't even come in the house empty-handed. You worshiping that woman. You putting that woman on the pedestal and you doing everything like you can't do it any other day. You can put her on the pedestal. You can show her how much you love her. You can do whatever you want to on any other day. Doesn't have to be on that day. You got it. You any more on that? This going to be the next one.
It just has some arrows and art. Did you want to read that?
Nah, if it's just art,
Khan.
I'll take that.
Should I read the title?
Yeah, you can.
Khan. This is an article, The Dark Origins of Valentine's Day. Do you want me to read what's in
Let me
star?
see.
Or just highlight it?
No, that's my personal note.
Oh, okay, Khan. A drawing depicts the death of Saint Valentine. The Roman executed 2 men by that name on February 14th of different years in the 3rd century AD. One good place to start is in ancient Rome, where men hit on women by, well, hitting them. From February 13th to 15th, the Romans celebrated the feast of Lupercalia.
Lupercalia. You know, Lupercalia is you got Lupercalia that was celebrated in what is that in Rome, right?
Khan.
It was celebrated in Rome between
the 13th and the 15th.
The 13th and the 15th. February 13th, and it started February 13th, ended February the 15th. It was called Lupercalia. Go ahead.
The men sacrificed a goat and dog, then whipped women with their hides of the animals they had just slain.
Oh, man. So you really don't want to celebrate Valentine's Day the way they were celebrating Valentine's Day, man. They was whipping what?
They whipped women with the hides of the animals they had just slain.
Mm-hmm. Whipping you, tearing you up with the hide the hide of the animal that they killed. Right? Go ahead.
Khan. The Roman romantics were drunk.
Right, because, this is the day where you get to do whatever you want to. No laws are enacted. You get to, run around and get drunk and have sex and beat your woman and do whatever you want to do. Right? And it said these Roman romantics, they were what?
Were drunk.
Go ahead.
They were naked.
They were what?
Naked.
Oh, man. That doesn't come as a surprise. Right? It shouldn't come as a surprise that Esau would be running around the streets naked. Right? Go ahead. Says
Noel Linsky, a historian at the University of Colorado at Boulder.
Oh, that makes it. It was a professor that's corroborating what we read. Right? It's a professor that's corroborating. Mataziala on point. God damn. Rakaya Banyanyu said a bloody custom. That's right. Christianity is the biggest cult. It is the biggest drug as well. Worse than crack cocaine. Ooh. All right, go ahead.
Khan. Young women will actually line up for the men to hit them.
Young women would line up for men to hit them. Sort of like that. Yeah, I know y'all seen that video I posted where they was in the Christian church and the women sitting there, the women laid down on the ground in the line. Brrr, and the dudes are like at their feet lined up. Brrr, and you got the pastor coming through with the belts, beating them on the cheeks. I know y'all seen that video. Yo.
That's crazy.
Oh, man. The pastor come through. I'm like, oh, he just getting a free smack on them cheeks. Come through. Wow. And I'm like, this is Christianity, right? Christianity is disgusting. Then he might skip like two women. Wow. Right? Oh, man. Crazy. It's on my page. Salaki. Read that one more time.
Khan. Young women would actually line up for the men to hit them.
Mm-hmm.
They believed this would make them fertile.
Right. They believed it would make them fertile. Go ahead.
The ancient Romans, Emperor Claudius II executed two men, both named Valentine, on February 14th of different years in the 3rd century AD.
Right. So Claudius, right? Claudius was a Roman. He was a Roman emperor, Claudius II. And he executed two men. And both of those men, both named was Valentine. Now, he executed them both on February 14th, but it was in different years. Different years, still in the same 3rd century, right? Go ahead.
Khan.
Meaning like it was in the 200s, right? The 3rd century mean it was the 200s. Right. So in two different years in the 200s, whether it was 201, 214, 215, whatever, 290 something, two of those years in the 200s, Claudius killed two people named Valentine on the 14th. Go ahead.
Their martyrdom was honored by the Catholic Church.
The what?
The Catholic Church.
Their martyrdom, them being murdered, was honored by the Catholic Church, right? They became martyrs. Ain't that what it's called, right?
Kind of
You die and right. They became martyrs. Go ahead.
With the celebration of Saint Valentine's Day,
and because those dudes were killed and they became martyrs, they made them saints. They made them saints. All right. I don't want to say two Edomites because I'm not gonna. But they made those two dudes that got killed saints. Go ahead.
Pope Galasius the First, 5th century, by combining Saint Valentine's Day with Lupercalia. It was
so Pope Galasius the First, right? What I have up here is it says he muddled things in the 5th century. That's what you got, the 5th century, right?
Kind of what kind.
So in the 5th, in the 5th century, he combined Valentine's Day with Lupercalia, right? The ancient pagan festival Lupercalia, and then the new day that now they're honoring those two dudes, Valentine that got killed, those martyrs. They honoring those guys. They combine those two things together, right? Go ahead.
Kind of. It was a little more of a drunken revel, but the Christians put clothes back on it. That didn't stop it from being a day of fertility in love.
Right. It was a little more of a drunken revel, meaning something you do when you drunk. You know what I mean? You might be chilling with your boys or something, come up with something that, it's just something y'all come up with while y'all high, drunk, whatever y'all doing. Right. But it says, but Christians put clothes back on it. Meaning it was something that wasn't something that was like strong throughout the years, but Christians, like I said before, trying to attract more people into Christianity, put clothes on it. They put clothes on it. And so now that they bringing this festival back up, now they can attract more people into the Christian church. Go ahead. Normans
celebrated Valentine's Day.
And let's not forget that because Christians try to dress it up and make it this, because Christians try to dress it up and make it palatable, doesn't mean it's not a day of fertility and love and paganism. All right. Even though it's palatable, now it's palatable, it still doesn't take away the meaning of it. All right. Go ahead. Zarabakar, if you got some more on that.
Galantin meant lover of woman. William Shakespeare helped romanticize Valentine's Day in his work, and it gained popularity throughout Britain and the rest of Europe.
All that, roses is red, all that poetry stuff that's associated with it, man. Go ahead.
Chaucer and Shakespeare romanticized it in their work, and it gained popularity throughout Britain and the rest of Europe. Handmade paper cards became the tokens du jour in the Middle Ages.
Right. So in the Middle Ages, right, which leads all the way up until now. Right. You have to have a card. Right. For the life of me, somebody would be mad if you give them a damn bear with no cards, or candy with no cards, or balloons with no card. Like, it's almost one of them things. Like, cards is like a staple in the community. Like like you have to have a card for every situation, right? And cards have become like, those cards have become like a $1 billion business. Just Valentine. Hold on, I got a total right here. It says right here, and he ended it off with the Middle Ages, right? And it says, eventually the tradition made its way to the New World, which is here, right? The Industrial Revolution ushered in factory-made cards in the 19th century. So in the 1800s, that's when they started making the cards over here. That's when that was ushered in over here, right? In the 1800s. And also, y'all know them cars they was making in the 1800s. It had niggas hanging from trees, all that. Right. They would on certain days they would have the cards, with some type of message, of love and kissing and ooh wee Valentine's Day and you make my heart melt stuff. But in the rest of the year, it was niggas hanging up on them damn trees and stuff. That's what they was putting on them cards. But it says the Industrial Revolution ushered in factory-made cards in the 19th century. And in 1913, Hallmark, we all know Hallmark cards of Kansas City, Missouri began mass producing Valentine's Day cards. February has not been the same since. Today, the holiday is a big business. According to the market research firm IBIS World, Valentine's Day sales reached $17.6 billion in the last year that this article had came out. And then they said, and the year that this article came out, this year's sales are expected to total $18.6 billion. $18.6 billion just on cards, y'all. And cards, you can get them damn things in Dollar Tree. Mm-hmm. You can get a card in Dollar Tree. That's nuts. Cards is expensive. For them to make $18.6 billion. Come on now. Paganism, Satanism, everything ungodly, everything anti-Bible, everything anti-God, anti-Christ is ruling the earth today. And we're gonna see firsthand in 2 weeks. But today is the first or the second. You're gonna see it in 2 weeks, couple more days. Zaraba car, you're gonna see niggas run out there all crazy trying to get that stuff. Right? Go ahead, you got it. Oh, all right, let's get it. That's a video?
It's a Valentine's Day card.
Oh, this is a Valentine's Day card, right? And this is a racist Valentine's Day card from, is it Hallmark?
The racist side of Valentine's Day, Northwestern University professor explores racist greeting card.
It says, "Be my Valentine." You see the pink lips and all. The same way. What was that famous designer that put out the stuff in blackface, and it almost looked like that. It was like they put out a bag and it had the red lips and it was black. Gucci, one of them. I know my son was talking about it. He was talking about but yeah, this is a racist card, and this goes to show you when when they celebrate their holidays, their intentions isn't for us to celebrate it, wasn't for us to celebrate it too. That's something for them. And that what that said, "Be my Valentine." And they write it like the dude talking slow too. Be my Valentine. And how many murders? That would be interesting to see. How many murders happen on Valentine's Day? Because the woman chooses one man over another, or she cheats, or she tries to collect bears and candy from two men, or how many men commit suicide maybe because they can't come home, afford anything, or how many people are victims of 211s or robberies because somebody's trying to gather up the cash to try to rob you to buy something to take it home or whatever. Right. You got any more back there, Mataziala? We good. We're gonna get a couple more scriptures and get up out of here.
That card that I did show you was Hallmark.
I wouldn't put it past Hallmark, man. Because I got a book up here from McLaughlin. McLaughlin is the people that write all the books that I was in school reading out of. And the book published that I got up here is called 10 Little Niggers.
Wow. And I did have the video you sent me.
Which one was that?
The Georgia pastor.
Oh, okay. All right, so this is brotherhood, right? So we're going to talk about, this will be how we ended out, because I did have this video. It's a Georgia pastor. Georgia pastor was caught with like 8 people in the damn basement, man. If you want to learn about brotherhood, this is the place to learn about brotherhood. You will never learn about brotherhood, and you would never learn about what Christ was teaching in the Christian church.
That's right.
Simple as that. Right? The only way you can understand what Christ was laying down the blueprint of, you can only learn that in here, right? And of course, this dude has no brotherhood whatsoever. And you got the video? It's logging. And the dude looked crazy too. I'm like, who would ever let somebody, how would you ever go to somewhere and listen to somebody that look like that? Like, black people, we got to stop learning to just, we got to stop trusting any and everybody. That dude look crazy as hell. There ain't no way that dude could tell me how to, I wouldn't take his advice for nothing. Literally. Would not take his advice for nothing. This guy. That's him right there, right?
I don't believe that's him.
That's not him? Kind of look. My nose. Every time I sit up here, my nose gets out. Y'all bear with us. Oh, that's an article. It's trying to do both at the same time. It's like, if the video won't play, we'll just we could just read the article and get up out of here.
Come. This is from NBC News. It says Georgia pastor wife charged with false imprisonment after people found in locked basement.
Could you read that one more time?
Georgia pastor wife, and it has a comment, and it says wife charged with false imprisonment after people found in locked basement.
Like, they got people locked in. Who does that? It had to be a goofy Negro too. You know what I mean? And this brings it home, like the one scripture, it embodies the one scripture where it says, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do." The same thing Esau doing. The hell you doing with somebody in the basement? That ain't our MO, man.
Right.
That ain't our mode of operation. Not how we do things. But when you in that religion, you will do what your oppressor does. So him and his wife, they had some people in the basement. Go ahead.
Investigators determined that the 8 people in the basement, all with mental or physical disabilities.
And that's horrible. That's hard. Imagine these pieces of garbage is taking advantage of somebody that can't defend themselves. Don't have the power to defend themselves. They're mentally ill or whatever have you. You know what I mean? You got this dude who's a freaking predator. You know, a Christian pastor. He's supposed to be a pastor. He's supposed to be a shepherd. He's a walking predator. Go ahead.
Or both were essentially imprisoned against their will.
They were what?
Essentially imprisoned against their will.
Right, because they can't say, I want to sit in this they didn't say, I want to sit in this basement forever. You took them and you did it. Because they didn't have the mental capacity to tell you no, probably. Or to put up a fight. And Christianity, being a religion where, you know, the leader of it always trying to find a way to take advantage of somebody. How these 8 mentally ill people in this basement. Go ahead.
Khan. A Georgia pastor and his wife were arrested on charges of false imprisonment after officials found up to 8 people locked in their basement, police said.
And that's what the hell she get to. And that's what the hell she get. And that should be a lesson for sisters, not to be joining your man when he's doing some stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Something you know wrong. And then turn around and now you go to jail for it. So, and so a lot of times, and watching First 48, I see that a lot. I see it like a lot of times, these women be happy to see, like, be with a man that's like that, all crazy or whatever. And then the minute he kills somebody, and the police get her down in the damn precinct, she's spilling the beat. Because, you know, Esau very cunning. Esau be like, man, you better think about them kids. You know have an obligation to that man. You're gonna be, the kid's gonna be 30 years old when you. She ended up screwing the people. Go ahead. What's our
Khan. Curtis Keith Bankston and Sophia Sim Bankston were running the unlicensed quote group home out of their rented Griffin house.
Right. They was running the group home out of their house
under the guise of a church known as One Step of Faith Second Chance.
Right, so it was One Step, whatever the hell they call it. One step, what is it?
Is under the guise of a church known as One Step of Faith Second Chance.
One Step of Faith Second Chance. Double rock on the side of the road, yeah. Yeah, man. And that's just horrible. Under the and then we wonder why most black men in America have tossed away the Bible, have tossed away God, have tossed away Christ because of men like this.
Right.
Because he is doing it under the disguise of being righteous, disguise of being God's chosen person, mouthpiece for God. And he's doing what he's doing. Then when the story breaks, he get exposed. Everybody else seeing it and like, well, why would I want to subscribe to a book that people are using to lock people in the basement? And then now we got a bunch of people out here that don't subscribe to the Bible because of Christianity.
Right.
Because of Islam, because of whatever the hell else, right? Go ahead.
Khan. The Griffin Police Department said in a statement, Griffin Fire last week responded to a call about someone having a seizure at the home and noticed a deadbolt on the basement door.
Right, so somebody had a seizure in that house. A call was made. They came. They noticed there was a deadbolt. Now, why would you have a deadbolt on the basement door? It's a little suspicious. Go ahead.
Khan. According to police, crews had to climb through a window to reach the patient.
They had to bring ladder 12 so they could climb through, send the ladder up, climb through the second or third story, to come down. These people know that something is wrong here. Go ahead.
Khan. Investigators determined the people in the basement, all with mental or physical disabilities or both, were essentially imprisoned against their will.
Right, like y'all remember the people under the stairs? Yeah. Y'all don't remember that movie. I might be showing my age with that one. They seemed like they was mentally ill too. They was just sitting under the damn steps. They just cut their tongue out. Oh, if you cut my tongue out, that don't mean I'm gonna just still sit there under these damn steps. Figure out how to get out of here. I can't say that. I'm not gonna sit here. Just made me think that. Cause you remember that movie, man?
Yep.
That's a good movie though.
It was.
People understand it's a good movie. Go ahead, Matar.
Khan. Which created an extreme hazard as the individuals could not exit the residence if there were an emergency, police said.
Right. It was a fire hazard, right? It's a hazard. Like if anything happened, not just necessarily a fire hazard, but just a hazard period, medical hazard, fire hazard, just a hazard period. Because if anything happened, they can't exit. They can't exit the basement. Why can't they exit the basement? Because there's a deadbolt. There's a lock on the basement. So if there's any medical emergencies, fire, anything, these people are trapped. Right? It might be something as simple as carbon monoxide, something you can't. Might not be a fire. Might not be, a medical something like that. It might be like something you can't see, like carbon monoxide. And these people gonna sit there and die because they can't get out.
That's if I could, that's a good point about the carbon monoxide thing, man. Because that carbon monoxide will put you down. And a lot of people don't even pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? I knew this girl who said that this was back when you remember I was telling you the story when we lived out on Homestead Road,
right.
And the building across the street from where I used to live at, it had like 5 or 6 people died in that building. You know what I mean? From carbon monoxide poisoning. And I talked to one of the girls that lived over there, and she said that she remember just feeling tired. She was like, hey, one day everybody in the house was just sleeping all day. You know what I mean? But the people downstairs ended up dying. The people that were closer to the boiler. Yeah.
That's horrible, man. Right. And that's what could have happened to the people that was living in this basement.
Right.
Under this tyrant. Under this piece of garbage. Right, go ahead.
Come. The Bankstons controlled the finances, medications, and public benefits of the people they were keeping in the basement.
Right, so they controlled everything, right? Just like it's not uncommon. It's just like you would see somebody who's greedy, right? And they want to get all the money. That's all they want. They just want the money from these people. They're not really trying to take care of them or anything like that. They just want the money. And that's what we see, right? They have the Bankstons was just like any other Christian, just like any other Muslim, just like any other Pan-African or somebody like that. They were selfish. They were selfish. They were greedy, right? They were unbrotherly. Like, goddamn, how could you do that to somebody who and especially if you're supposed to be a Christian, right? Man. God loves everybody, and Christianity, of course. God loves everybody, but you don't. You'll teach that God loves everybody, but you don't.
Right.
Come on now. Christianity is foolish. All right. Of course, that is a religion that we should never follow.
Right.
Recap. Watch what the hell you say, man. Watch your tongue. What was the other? Have some discipline. Hey, goddamn Valentine's Day. And with that, I'm going to turn the class over to Priest Officer Matasa Yala. February 26th, the state of white supremacy, right here in Wilmington, Delaware.
Right.
4 p.m. sharp. Mark scheme. Right there on Market Street.
ISUPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in Hebrew, Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you belongs to the Lord. All right. Priest fund, which is a free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatever amount you like to donate, whatever bottle you would like to donate, we take it all. All right. It's a free will offering. All right. Let's see. Upcoming holy convocations, we had the Feast of Purim, which is on the wall here. It's this 14th and 15th of February. You can read more about it in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. and we will be teaching about our great sister and her beloved uncle. So come on out so you can learn more about your history and the reason why you're here. The reason why we're here, actually, and also,
if I may add, because the sisters always want to know where they fit in the damn Bible. Purim, we're gonna read about a great sister,
right?
Purim, that did something very great for Israel, and because she did something so great, we're still reading about it thousands of years later.
Right.
The sister's one of the sisters that been teaching the Bible.
Like, God, she's not good enough. Where's the priest? Where's the one that was
right. Nah. Also, we have. Can I see one of those? No. We have the lecture coming up, February 26th. It's on a Saturday, 4 p.m. sharp. If you need a ticket, contact myself. You can contact Officer Matazapa, Officer Tazaiwan, any officer in the Delaware school, and you will be able to get a ticket. It's a donation of $20. And we're not going to turn anyone around. If you want to come in to learn, just come. All right. So
you know what we're gonna say Trooper's gonna have some of these too.
Okay, Most High Christ, right?
Some from anybody.
Robert Card, anybody in the Delaware school. All right, and also, if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that being said, men of Israel, Majim, let's meet to stand. Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatam, Yajmatah, SARS means to turn, face the sisters Amajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Al-Tham Hashem Yahushua, Yajmatah, class dismissed. Get it off the dome.